This week on Makeshift, I become a parrot. Oh, I'm riding on a shoulder, okay. I'm a parrot. No. My new employees call HR on me. You guys suck. I ride a roller coaster of emotions. Okay, this might be the best thing I've ever made. No! Dancy boy! He's dead! We're back, figuring out new mechanics, suffering from indecision, and enjoying every second. So kick back, relax, and welcome back to Makeshift SMP. Item transportation. Again, but this time, inside the base. Yeah, I just wanted to reuse that graphic, I'm not gonna lie. That's what we're doing today. Today, I want to fix the delivery network. What I set up in the last episode was kind of reinventing the wheel, and it didn't. I mean, there's a better way to do it. So we're going to set that up, and then we're going to install some new logistics over here at the base. As we set up more farms across the city, I want to be able to have buffer storages here in this delivery bay. And I want to sort those packages as they come in through these various post boxes. But before I do anything, I'm sick of crafting these stupid neon numbers. These ones, they look fantastic, and I've been using them kind of everywhere. We don't just have numbers, we also have letters. But they are very annoying to craft. And what's the best way to combat annoying crafting recipes? Factory gauges. But I think I can actually just set up a bunch of factory gauges where I keep a stock of every single one of the numbers and letters, and then I can pull them out as I need them. I wanted to use them today to hook up redstone links to every single one of these doors so that these can open whenever delivery trucks arrive. The redstone behind that is going to be super simple. It's just going to be a train observer. Whenever a truck pulls in, this thing is going to detect that, and we can use that redstone signal to open these doors. I wish I could just pulse this with a redstone signal and it would work normally, but for some reason, because doors is a little goofy and it just does stuff like this. So we're going to have to use deployers to get this done. But I'd like to be able to use those numbers in these redstone links, especially when I'm using numbers to categorize things. It just kind of makes sense. But I'm getting carried away. Hey y'all, welcome back to Vi Plays Create on the Makeshift SMP. I've done an actual boatload of stuff in between episodes. I've started extending our packed mud cliffside hill thing all the way down to the waterfront, getting rid of pretty much all the grass in the area. And I can't really render some of these replays, but I also deleted pretty much every single tree on this side of the island. And you think I mean a little bit of trees? No, it was literally all of the trees. Literally all of the trees. Some of these are still despawning, aren't they? But apparently not this tree. I guess I forgot this one or didn't see it.
Surely he's gonna cut, right? He's not gonna make us watch him cut down this entire tree, right? Right?
No, I'm just giving you guys a small dose. I did this like 1,000 times. What the? And we've also installed a new security gate. Yeah, that's right. We got some brand new bars over here. Bars are not functional, but everything else is. If I go down in here, we can see... Bada-bing! Train paths. Oh, look! People are even using it. What? Oh my gosh! People have opted, or trucks have opted, to use this security pass through. That's great! I love that! I'll set up some signals to get them to stop and actually use the security bars eventually. Oh my gosh, all of them are using these. This is great. I love that. You know what that means? That means that anytime I send out these little transit vans over here, these guys are going to be the ones that are most likely going to use that security gate. And the trucks and the dump trucks that are trying to head toward the delivery area over there are going to go all the way around the outside, which I think is, I mean, not having to pass through this little narrow bit right here as like a big dump truck or like a semi truck, that kind of makes sense, right? Oh, that's neat. I love that. But yes, back to factory gauges and auto crafting neon numbers and letters. I think I said 26 before. It's definitely more than 26. But I'm going to add in a bunch of new recipes and a bunch of other stuff for my own sanity, and I'll bring you back whenever I'm done. That wasn't really all that bad, but it is a little annoying because a couple of these letters don't actually work. A couple of these recipes actually conflict. In fact, if I go to the down arrow recipe, it's the same in the crafting grid. And so setting these guys up in a mechanical crafter, it doesn't really do me any good because I'm sure it's just crafting a bunch of down arrows, if anything. Yeah. I've just crafted down arrows. And same thing goes for the eye, actually. We have these vertical bars and they, yeah, again, another conflicting recipe. Now, if I want to actually obtain these, it's not really that hard. I have polymorph on the server, so that allows me to craft which one I want. But for automated crafting, it's not really happening. But I also got a little carried away doing some other stuff. I have installed these package accelerators on every single output package throughout my entire storage system. And I'm talking about the ones that get sent over to me and the ones that get sent over to automation. And using these fantastic additional logistics blocks, the flexible lazy shaft, I can actually connect up all of these without causing any animation lag. It's really nice, actually. These are like essentially power pipes. And if you watch my most recent ViPlays Create episode, you'll know that I used them a bunch in my first ever plane. Create Aeronautics is so fun, but with a mod pack as dense as this, I don't foresee us getting it to work here anytime soon. Plus, stability could be a bit of an issue, but I hear you asking, Vi, how much does a package accelerator actually accelerate things? And to that I say, it's literally so fast. It's like, boom, it's instantaneous. But I also installed the package accelerator on the backside of the one that actually outputs items to me. So now whenever I request something, it is super fast. Oh, no more standing here and waiting after I request an item. It's really nice. And you may also be able to see, I have added in some new hypertubes. And these things are kind of low-key, but being able to get up to the second floor without actually having to use a rocket or something is kind of nice. Now, I will say, with wings on, it kind of shoots me up in the air, so I installed a couple of these catwalks up above my head. I kind of slammed my head into them, but this is Minecraft. I don't have to worry about noggin damage. I suppose I should also mention that I installed these on the input side as well. So whenever I want to put items back into my system, I have these packagers here that are addressed to this, that get placed on a minecart contraption and then shipped on over to where my first vault is inputting items. I also added the packagers here. So whenever the packages come out of the minecart contraption, they are automatically just going onto the belt. They're going to be fast as heck now. It wasn't ever a massive issue before, but now it's not even close to an issue. But my goodness, we're getting distracted. All of those base improvements, and I'm not even doing the thing that I wanted to do today. I can go into my, oh wow, hold on. It's been a long time and I really should have added more of these filters into my stock tickers. Yeah. So now I can go in here and grab out all of these neon items. I wish there was a way I could alphabetize this. I mean, shouldn't this be alphabetized? Why is it not? Whatever. I can go through here and I can grab one of each of these numbers all the way up to 8. And now I can set up my redstone links. And I can make this even easier by crafting myself one of these and just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bada bing. We're also receiving packages now from our cyberpunk tower over there. Did this guy? Oh, this is a gravel delivery. That's the sand truck. Didn't consider that. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. But now I want to work out how we're going to be triggering these deployers to open the doors anytime a truck arrives. Wait a minute. So I was going to do this, where I was going to have a deployer poke this door so that it opens, because, you know, the redstone's a little goofy. And obviously this one's already set up, but I have createmod. I can make my own doors. What am I doing? Yeah, I think if I just move these back by one, I can just... I mean, that would definitely work. Now all I gotta do is attach like a gantry carriage or something. Oh, and I'm pretty sure the redstone for this gets even easier. Because if I'm using a gantry carriage, all I need is a redstone link on this guy. Oh, it's even rotating the correct direction. That is so convenient. I can also convert that gear shift into an industrial iron one. And if we go 7 cyan terracotta, yeah, I might alter the speed of that because that sounded really fast. I didn't get to watch it, but now with that going at a slower speed, I can simulate a train stopping here by just throwing down a lever really quick. And that's the speed this thing will actually open. I could probably raise that a little bit, maybe like to 64. And I think that's much better than just the instantly opening thing. I mean, this is a create playthrough after all. Now let me install this in all of these. I'll be right back. And over here on the other end of the base, we can see we have some brand new doors. And I'm liking these ones a lot more. There's only a little bit of this that I can't cover up fully. I actually resituated the gantries so they actually face outward, and the gantry shafts can kind of sit in between these two structures here. Most of the time, gantries will actually not be able to pass through blocks, but these are copycat ghost blocks, meaning that they kind of don't interact with entities. Now, if the gantry was to stop somewhere in this, it would actually break the ghost block, but it allows it to pass through and kind of cover it up. I wish I had these in like a panel form, then it wouldn't jut out so much, but beggars can't be choosers. I also took the opportunity to decorate the wall. So now this thing is like too thick, and so I don't have those weird jut out things on the lights up there. And I also have these. These are display boards, and I could add more information to this. I just don't know what to put there. But I think it's coming along nicely. How long have I been working on this base? Yeah, I really gotta finish the interior on this thing. But now it's time to actually transport items. We need to get these packages over and into my storage system. And we probably need to gut the old system that I put in the last episode. It's just, it's not the best. I mean, I didn't really talk about it, but it was always going to be like a really, really slow solution. Well, I think it was creative and intelligent. It doesn't utilize these very well. And what we're putting in today should do it a lot better. I do think we can still utilize this guy though. Our Boogie bot did such a good job carrying packages. There's no way I'm going to let him go. Some of these components from my old system can remain, but we're going to pick this guy up and we're going to decimate this one. Now my thoughts are this: if I grab up a bunch of this industrial iron catwalk, a ton of these controller rails, and we set up a little system that we can ferry these guys around from our back bay where they're going to be picking up packages over somewhere here to our storage input, I think it'd be kind of a cool way to like kind of animate the area. I don't really want to run them along the floor because running the risk of just accidentally bumping them and like accidentally stopping the production line just kind of seems annoying, but we can still have them on display by just setting them up in the air a little bit, kind of above my head. Maybe around that height right there. It's 3 blocks of space between the catwalk height and the iron supports that are holding up the bridges here. And I believe that's enough space for our Boogie bot. And then I can just run a straight line all the way down the room. Although I'm thinking I don't really want to cover up the numbers too much. So I'm thinking maybe we do put this over next to this. Yeah, I know I just installed this hypertube, but it kind of ruins the plans that I thought up just now. So that's got to move. All right, now here's the moment of truth. Is this guy still a Boogie bot if he's going at the slower speed? Oh yeah, he's just slow dancing. I think I'm very much on board with that. All right, I've installed a few supports on the bottom of this thing, so it looks somewhat supported all the way down. And now we got to figure out how to get the items off of our bots and into my storage system somehow. The main storage system input is a minecart contraption right here. We talked a little bit about that earlier, but I can either directly connect. It's okay. It's fine, baby. It's all right. It's okay. I love you. I could directly connect to the minecart contraption that ferries the items over to here. But we also have this right here. Any package that goes inside this large vault that I have down here is going to get packaged again and readdressed to this input here, which is how it gets sent into my storage system. Now, I could just put some weighted ejectors that fling the items over there onto these smart chutes, but a lot of the time I'll actually leave shulker boxes and stuff on top of this thing, especially if they're still draining into the system. So that's not the best idea. However, you know, I thought I would have had a better idea by this point. I just introed this like I had a good idea. Hold on. Okay, good idea generated. Well, that makes it sound like I used AI. I don't use AI, guys. I generated it using my brain. You know, the original AI. Also, yes, my wife is generally sitting in the background of all of my videos. So, drop a hi hot Donna in the comments if you wanna. And I cooked up this entire thing for this contraption to do a thing and then like fling a package over to yeah, I don't really like it. I think I'm going to scrap it entirely. See, originally there's a weighted ejector here and it would fling me right on over into this guy if I was a package. And then this gets directly input into our system. But this is all bulky and it looks kind of gross, and I'm thinking I can just scrap all of this stuff. And instead of having the carts go along this line here, I think I could just have them go like all the way around the room. All right, I put in all of this and I kind of I just kind of hate it. Like, it's just meh. I don't know. It's not that impressive. It's kind of cute when he goes down the line and does his little dancy jig, but I don't know. This is just kind of not it. Plus, with my base being like all about efficiency, it kind of doesn't make sense to make something like that slow transporting items. I mean, it's entertaining for sure, and we could certainly use this somewhere else. For bringing in loads of packages, I just don't know if this is the move. So I'm probably gonna take this down, but I'll leave it for a little while and think on it. In the previous episode, Ksaw gave me a little rundown of what he would probably do if he was setting up the system to ferry items from my Cyberpunk tower over to here, and that's to have some sort of like subsystem that will request those items and bring them to here. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, over here in this base, we have a 5x5 chunk loaded area, and all of our sand, cobblestone, and gravel's getting processed here. I believe if I drop down a stock link, instead of having this system here, if I drop down a stock link on top of this, and then I link a bunch of factory gauges to this, and then flying back over to my base, I can set up a restocker gauge, which will constantly request cobblestone if this vault is empty. And by giving this a target address, MNRC, cobble, it's going to try to attempt to send packages over to here. If it sent its first package, hopefully we can get over there before it sends it. We should have some packages in some of these. Hopefully, maybe, potentially. Aha! MNRC cobble. Now we have 9 stacks headed over. Now a logical person would set up a frog port network here. They would have a frog on top of this that says MNRC cobble, so that this guy is going to pull off a chain, whatever is titled MNRC cobble, as far as a package goes. I am not a logical man. Instead, I gotta make it complicated. But this might actually be where we can work in our Boogie bots. Instead of having him traverse the entirety of the base and, run the risk of him unloading and stuff, I could have him sort the items for me. Like, I could have him, walk along each of these, attempting to pick up stuff, and then, drop them off in a way that these can kind of sort themselves. I don't know if I have a lot of space for this, but I could do what I've been doing in most of my base and set up a bunch of smart chutes with package addresses. A package in cargo has no postbox that matches its address. Oh, I guess these have to have specific... Ah, yes. More things that I don't know about this mod. Okay, I think this is the guy. Yeah, the sand dump truck, which is our first guy here. He's trying to drop off this package, but this is the wrong name. And if I could filter on that end which truck is getting which thing, this would be kind of a non-issue. But currently, if there's anything in that post box over in the tower, whatever truck is there first is going to pick up those items. Now, technically, I could filter these, and I could separate the post boxes onto different train stations, and then I could specify in the schedules. That just seems like a lot of work. Am I gonna do it anyway? Yeah, just kind of annoying. Actually, I kind of wonder, can I just... Oh, problem solved. Guess I don't need to specify these post box names, just as long as they say MNRC. I'll sort them after the fact. But back to what I was doing. I think the question now is, how do we get our Dancy boy to pick up these packages and move them on over into something that can sort them? I think the sorter actually could be really easy. I mean, if I had something to connect to the minecart contraption, like so, both of these could serve as an input. And now whenever I assemble these, all of those are going to connect. All I got to do is add some way for the bot to put the items into the system, and that's kind of it. Now our Boogie bot does still have his portable storage interface. In the last episode, I did place this guy back in the world, and since I had the depot on his back like a backpack, I could offload directly out of that. That's a possibility. All right, let me tinker. Today is just a day of indecision for me because, obviously a rope pulley is more suited to a garage door. It even kind of makes more sense as a garage door, and it's flush. Look at how much cleaner that is versus this. Duh. But our Dancy boy is doing good. I had to swap out his backpack for the normal depot. The industrial iron ones, they just weren't really working. Don't know why. I assume it has something to do with the mod. And same goes with the little portable storage interface on bottom. I had to swap those out with the regular kind. But other than that, he's working fantastically. Now you may be wondering, why do I have 2 of these? And that's because I think I can just separate this. I can have 2 Dancy boys. Oh, I'm riding on his shoulder. Okay. I'm a parrot, but I can have 2 of these guys, and I can have this one circle on that side over here, and then I can have another one circle over here. I just got to separate it. And while I do, I'm going to fix these doors again because, obviously, just rope pulleys are just obviously better. And look, we have new security forces for hire. Good news, I have openings. Stop shooting each other. There's plenty of positions open. You ran right over that seat. That's not fair. Please. Okay, we got one. We just box you in. Stop shooting each other. There's another seat right there. Just go on the seat. They're all gonna be dead. No. You guys suck. No, stop it. This guy has 2 hearts left. Come on. Get in the, oh, jeez. Oh! Okay, we're fine. I was never in any danger. What the? No. Back in the seat. God, stop getting hurt. Okay. Somewhat safe. At least now you can't shoot each other. Idiots, all of you. But before I was so rudely interrupted and apparently turned into a porcupine, I was gonna say, I'll fix this while y'all hear a word from our sponsor. For legal reasons, this is not a real sponsor. This is, I don't actually get paid for this, so join the Patreon. Or, be a YouTube member. Whatever. I don't know. Please help me get paid. Since before the net crash of 2089, Monarch has been dedicated to serving the most powerful interests of the world in order to usher in an era of progress for humanity. We continue our legacy of excellence in the modern age by equipping the individual and the corporation alike. From secure transportation of goods to cutting-edge robotics and automation, we've become the standard for weapons manufacturing and the best cyberware on the market. Monarch supplies you with the tools you need to stay on the cutting edge. Monarch. We'll take you under our wing. Okay, this might be the best thing I've ever made. That guy looks so boring now compared to this guy. Look at him, he's tricked out. Now I don't know if the pipes are gonna work here as elbows, because I had to use the pipe wrench from our parallel pipes mod, and that allows you to like turn this in different directions, but this won't automatically connect to that. And I'm worried that once I assemble this guy and put him back down, they're going to disconnect. And if that doesn't work, I'll figure something else out. But not only is this guy going to be a boogie bot, he's going to boogie with his hands straight up in the air. So he's got a different dance move than that guy. And I gave him goggles, just factory gauges. And like, he's got a little hat made out of stock link. It's just perfect. I would have put something on the back of his head, but then it would have like blocked the way for the funnel there. So it's going to function. Should all function, all super good together, but I wanted to try this on camera. Yeah, they're gonna disconnect. So that's not gonna work, but I do have another idea. Little supports. Yeah. Little support wedges. I mean, it's kind of the same effect. Honestly, now it looks like he's like actually raising his arms up high. I actually like that a lot. Hold on, let's try it now. Okay, I need you to dance, sir. Oh yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. I love it. I think the only thing that I could improve this is if like I actually if I ran the rail underneath the ground and then give him like a little like wheel on bottom, because I got these guys on autocraft and this is like the perfect little you know, but maybe I'll leave that for a future build. No, Dancy boy, he's dead. I'm assuming that these guys somehow got overlapped or something, and then this guy ended up on this side and then deleted him, and yeah, he's gone now. I mean, I guess I was gonna rebuild him, but I feel a little bit bad. Dancy Boy 1.0 is no more. Probably gonna separate this a little bit better now. And after only a little bit of finagling, I have now separated our rails here, and we have Dancy Boy 3.0. I gave this guy headphones. I like it. I like it. He's got like a little bar across the top for his headphones, and he's also got goggles, just a little bit different. And this has been running for a little while now. I've also hooked up our portable storage interface network to all of these different vaults, which earlier on in the episode, I didn't really break down how this is going to work, but obviously our packages are going to get delivered to these vaults here for whatever item we're requesting. And yes, we are full up on all 3 of these items. And then we can have our network over there request packages from these to stock our actual storage system. Here we have a factory gauge, which is reading that system over there with each individual vault. And here we have our storage system measuring how much we have of that item in all of these big vaults. Whenever we drop below our desired amount, it'll send a request over to this. which will deposit those items onto this minecart contraption right here and send it on over to get distributed into our normal input system. Oh yeah, I don't think this has a vault or any sort of inventory. So I should probably throw one of these guys down right here. I'll even make it vertical. And now that it's assembled, packages should go into this minecart contraption, hopefully. And the other minecart contraption that actually offloads items into our storage system only works because we send it to a specific address. This guy right here, actually. And if they aren't addressed properly, they will just sit in that minecart contraption and never go anywhere. So how are we getting the address on that? In our factory gauges here, we can actually set these to specific addresses, which is the ultimate destination to where we're sending the packages. Meaning as soon as they get on this minecart contraption, they're going to get offloaded right here because of this package filter on this smart chute. And that is a restocking system done. Don't mind this here. I just wanted to see if I could get the straw statues to ride on these entities, and I can't. So that's pretty neat. I can't, however, make them face different directions, no matter what this is set to. So I don't know. There might be something to do with that later on. But I gotta say, it's nice being the person on the server with the most sophisticated and quick and best storage system. Frick! Oh, whatever. I'll tell you what, though. I really enjoyed these episodes where I get to dig into the nitty-gritty of the mechanics, learn something new, you know, get to do some fun stuff like that, do a little bit of goofy decoration. And you'll have to tell me how y'all feel about it as well. Do you like these episodes where we dig in a little bit more into the mechanics and stuff? Either way, I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it. And if you want to subscribe, you should do it. And me and my dancy boys will see you. Can I become a parrot again? Oh, almost. Wait. No. Aw. Okay, a little brute force. In the next one. See ya.